What's going on, folks? Today I saw a few stories online that were disturbing, and they were both violent situations, involving infidelity, you know. And you saw these situations where, people were obviously having affairs with other people, and their spouses caught them in situations. And in one scenario there was a lady who caught her husband. In another situation it was reversed. There was a man who caught his wife. So it's happening, folks. And when you think about relationships and you think about how relationships break up, it's always due to either a case of people being mismatched, and we're going to get into some things today, some deep things, twin flame situations. We're going to discuss that relative to higher energy. But a lot of you people are mismatched because you're seeking something, right? A lot of your relationships started out with some level of gratification that was self-serving to yourselves, right? It wasn't about learning that other partner, getting to know them on levels where it became unconditional in the friendship and the love relationship. And that's what real relationships are about. When you're one with someone, folks, and I'm learning things every day from the great ones. Hey, great one. But they give me examples, folks, that man could really use in modern society. It would do a lot of us a lot of good. But many of you are hurt and heartbroken at this moment. You're listening to this video. You don't know what quite happened. This person discarded you. And this is what they're going to do. The narcissist always discards if they can. If they get an opportunity to do this first, it'll happen in this fashion, folks. You know this playbook. You're very familiar with it. But you somehow find yourselves continuously becoming or being that victim in a romantic situation with a narcissist that completely coverted, if you will. So it made me think. I thought back to my college days, and in those situations, a lot of friends that I used to have, and I got rid of a lot of them over the years. But a lot of those friends were narcissists, folks, and a lot of my education about interpersonal relationships were built, during this time in my life. Having an apartment, having a roommate, having women over every night, drinking, partying and stuff. You get to see who people really are. And many of us have these stories, folks. Many of us have seen these situations. Being that I saw this stuff that happened online, and one case involved a man and the other involved a lady. It made me think back to my own life. I had scumbag friends. I had narcissistic friends. Like I said, I had to get rid of for various reasons. But all of us have been in that place of heartbreak when we've been betrayed by close friends and associates, sometimes family members. When it played out in that social situation, and I'm going back then. This didn't happen to me, but I was a party to the situation, so to speak. Knew both of the people involved. But there was a situation, and I've seen it on both ends of the spectrum. Like I said, happened with women and men. People that I know. Irresponsible behavior, though. But a lot of us are not thinking about the fact that these people have narcissistic tendencies, and in some cases, and in many cases, because I already said that, I appreciate and respect clinicals, but at the end of the day, when this is about narcissism and you're a narcissist, folks. Doesn't matter how you're diagnosed in the lab somewhere. We're not on a couch. We're not getting into that. We're getting into how people are victimized and the pain they feel. Many of you out there are feeling this pain as we speak, because you got discarded. So in these situations, you'll catch this person, and now I'm taking this story back to back then. All of us guys have had those friends, those scumbag friends like I just mentioned, who would be willing to sleep with your girlfriend or try to hit on your girlfriend when you're not around. You know these guys. In many cases, because they had those tendencies, right? And they thought that, you know, everything, they should get everything that they expect. This is how narcissists think, folks. Right? What you have. So they'll go after your woman, right? And a lot of these relationships are just college relationships, folks. They're not serious. Many of you are married right now. You have kids or grandkids. You know, but when you were going through that during those times of your life, it felt close to death, didn't it? Even though that's silly when you really think about it. You know? Because life is forever, folks. But you get into these situations because you trusted these people. You gave them your heart. Men have done it, right? Don't try to be tough guys, because many of you have been heartbroken and discovered that your ladies have been sleeping with your best buddies. Devastating, folks. Have seen it. But you know these stories, these friends who, you know, while you know, maybe you're at work or something, maybe you're out doing something, and these people always come around. And I've seen this happen in many cases with many of my friends who fought amongst each other behind these reasons. And I always sat back and saw it for what it was, right? Narcissism, folks. Entitlement. The idea that something that you want based on how you feel in that moment, you can have. You're not thinking about the future consequences, the damage to relationships, simply because you're not able to see and reason that that is a person, folks. Not about them. So we have victims all over the place because of this heartbreak. But you know, you're out somewhere and you have that friend that comes. I know I'm all over the place. Y'all know how I do this all the time. But you have that friend that comes over the house just trying to find out where y'all are now. They have your cell phone or something. I'll update this story. You know, we didn't have those back then, but your present day, they have your cell, so there's a way to get in touch with you at all times. And they're doing it every day just about. When they want to kick it to go watch the game, or if you're going to a party or getting together, you know, you young folks out there. Irresponsible behavior on some level, right? So what you do is, you know, you're gone and that friend knows where you are. And they come by your house, right? They make an unexpected stop. So your girlfriend thinks by your house, and the mistake that they make is allowing that person to come into the house. See, all of this narcissism, all of this anticipation of something, nobody is speaking on what's actually possibly could occur in these situations. This is why you don't put yourselves in these situations, folks, for many reasons. You have people who have dark energy exchanging and irresponsibly, and it's a lot. We're all over the place with this, but it touches a lot of topics and subjects, right? Irresponsibility, pregnancy, all of the things that happen with young people, folks, right? Lower energy, connecting with lower energy that puts you in that lower place. So if everyone, like I started off, had their twin flame, how does one get there? And I'll come back to what I was saying with these stories. One gets there by holding on to the Most High. Yep, because y'all knew I was going there. By holding on to the Most High, folks. How was that so? Because all of the great things for your life and the possibilities will manifest in your life, folks. That soulmate, that true soulmate, that godly inspired soulmate, right, will come to you holding on to the Most High. You're always protected, folks, even in romance, right? That person that you're meant to marry or start a family with. Nowadays, people don't get married with the aspect of understanding that they're doing this before God, right? Society rules. They're doing it before society. And that's why you have so many marriages that crumble. That's another video. We'll get back to that. Because all of that is self-serving behavior, really, is what I'm saying, folks. You like the feeling of sex. And this is what this comes down to. You enjoy the feeling of sex, men and women, right? You like how it feels. And so you find yourselves in these situations where fundamentally at heart, you feel like you're a good person. However, you can't control that urge that you had, and it manifested during those days, those college days when you were young, where you couldn't control your hormones. right? And sex was readily available to you, men and women, in different aspects, right? In a sexualized society, put all around you. But that friend comes to your house because he's sizing up your lady. She looks nice and inviting. She's nice to him. He's very familiar with her. And he uses that, right? So what happens is maybe you guys went out on a night on the town. Maybe you went to a bachelor party or something. And all of that dirt you did those many years ago, that night on so-and-so day, will be retold to your girlfriends or to your boyfriends in the cases of you women. See? Next thing you know, she's taking a shower or something while your friend is over there. Does that make any logical sense? See, I'm showing you about this anticipation that I talked about. Going into some situation, you know, understanding that there is something that possibly could happen, and you still go along with this. Because deep in you, you got that urge, the curiosity and excitement of sleeping with someone. And if it's someone that you know close to someone else that you're in a relationship with, that makes it exciting to you because you have, you know, a low mind. There's some type of self-esteem involved. There's a competition involved. You got to take from what someone else has or destroy their happiness, folks. See, you don't understand that you are narcissists at heart and on many levels. I say this every video. All of you embrace these things. You look at your little talk shows and you see these breakups and all of this infidelity, and you ooh and ah and laugh, and it's something to sensationalize, like I said, to enjoy. Like a good soap, right? But people are being hurt from these things. This is another aspect of narcissism that many have touched on. And I think it's important because people get harmed in these situations, folks. In those cases where I saw that online stuff that happened, that was serious domestic violence, folks, that occurred behind someone freely and loosely not being able to hold on to something. So let me explain to you about how the Most High is involved in this twin flame thing. When you hold on to the Most High and you're giving that mate, that divine mate, your other half that you should be with, out of any other being in the universe, that other component to you that really exists, folks, you'll know this. But more importantly, because you're inspired, this is inspired by divineness, folks, then that person will likely be connected and one with higher energy just like you. And it'll get to a point where you're one with higher energy. You don't want to compromise yourselves with dark energy, folks. That's why I said when you hold on to the Most High, He blesses you. You will wonder to yourselves, initially, you will say, how am I able to be faithful? Or how am I able to govern myself in a way where I can control my body in this material society? We're sex is we're over sexualized on many levels, folks. It's right in your face all day long, inviting and tempting you. How does one avoid these things? When you hold on to the Most High, He will give you that partner, folks. And see, because it's divinely inspired, you are being watched. Because you know that the heavens are with you at every moment. They are one with that person. You are not allowed, just because they're higher energy, does not allow you as energy yourself, does not allow you to do what you want. You understand? When you're one with these beings, folks, you're not allowed to go dance with them and then dance with dark energy. So it puts you in a place mentally and consciously where you know the Most High is real. You know that He is your everything and your salvation. You're blessed by being mentored by the great ones. And you never want to compromise this, folks, because you know that the bigger fight is at place. You know that in higher reality, there's greater possibilities for your conscious soul, folks, and your vibration. You know these things. This is just a pit stop. This is not theory. This is fact to me, folks. Fact. So you guys don't understand that when you're seeking something, you're chasing, you're looking for, it's a self-esteem thing. You want to feel loved, and that's what you're seeking. When men or women, a lot of men want to score because they weren't raised properly in these situations in life. We're not going to get into the circumstances of who raised them and whatever. We're just going to say that if you weren't raised properly, folks, you're not healthy on many levels. So in romance, you see everything in terms of one aspect, sex. When there's so many components to a oneness connection, folks. Okay? You don't have to worry about if your mate is going to do something, because they're one with the heavens, just like you are. Right? They're being watched by God just like you are. God knows who they are. They know God just like they know you. And so therefore they govern themselves with a purpose. They govern themselves in a way that they know that they're being watched. And I know you guys are like, haha, but just think about that. You will be able to, when you're blessed by God, when God opens the sky and shows you that your third dimensional bullshit reality that you believe is real, it's just all a figment of his consciousness. He is all powerful, folks. You don't want to do anything to compromise holding on to him, because you know that on some level, when you pass from this material physical body that Mother Earth is providing for you at the moment, and the great ones, this material reality, you'll move on into higher energy of reality, folks. If you're knowing it's existing actually in present physical reality, if you're blessed enough to consciously not be clouded to experience this, folks, then you're always confident as long as you hold on to God. You're not worrying about anything, folks. So I want you guys to think about that. In these situations, you have these people who will be willing to sleep with your partners, how devastating that can be to you. You never bounce back from that. And since I was the middleman, I would be the person shunning that bad person for doing it, because I understand I've been there with that pain, folks. So then you have those situations in some cases where your siblings have this narcissistic gene. And they're jealous of you, and there's a rivalry that you, unbeknownst to you in some cases. And they will make moves to sleep with your spouse or girlfriend or boyfriend. And whoever that person is, if they're willing to go there, they're narcissists themselves, folks. So all around, you are embracing the culture of hooking up, quote unquote. You get it? You don't value anything, folks. Real love is more than just a ooh-ah. That's how you get in these situations, because you're chasing something. You're looking for love. But if you find love in the Most High, he will bless you with that pairing, folks. When you have a twin flame, you are literally identical to them. Your families have the exact same names. In every way, y'all have similarities, right? It is completely recognizable. And it's once in a lifetime, folks. So when you hold on to the Most High, you will be blessed with these things. Remember, he set up the pairing of our societies, folks. This is how we procreate, right? Understand that. So, yeah. People, I hated these situations. I was looking at that. I was looking at watching the lady cry. The guy was upset. It was violence. They were beating up the people and stuff. And really it was about their spouse or their lover or something. That person doing that to you, folks. That person manipulating you, getting bored like a child. When you get on a level where you're holding on to the Most High, you don't want to compromise yourself, because you don't know who's dealing with dark energy. You have people who are so dumb they may play with Ouija boards, do all types of stupid shit in their life just for fun, because they don't take it seriously, folks. See, I know God is real, folks. I know there's a fight, though, folks. I understand his opposition that he will step on one day. It's coming, the reckoning. So look out for these people, folks. Hold on to the Most High. If you're not in a relationship, if you're in one, I don't know what to tell you if you're suspecting that your spouse or your lover may be cheating on you. But understand that you were looking for love yourself, and that's why you didn't recognize this person for who they really were. It's what gets us all, folks. In that situation in college, that person comes by your house, sleeps with your girlfriend. The next day, You know, you see that person, they don't say anything to you, they don't mention anything about going over there. Later on, your girlfriend's talking about something they did the night before, and you're looking like, huh? Do you want to deal with this, folks? I love bad behavior, but I love being able to trust other humans. Can't do it as of recent. Pick up my book, I Love Bad Behavior. Going over to my website, thinkbehavior.info. You guys have a great one. Take care.